yeah, just let me know if you're not seeing BIMserver, and otherwise we can start the presentation. So yeah, hello everyone. My name is Antonio Gonzalez, and I work for the development department in CYPE. And today we will be talking about our last solution for documenting graphically BIM projects. And this solution is Open BIM Layout. It's a tool that you can find for free in the BIMserver.center store. So to find it, you only have to go to the store. And by the way, I have an account in BIMserver. This is also free. But even if I don't have an account, I can simply go to the store, and there I will have access to all the products we have. And the product we will be seeing today is layout. So if you simply write layout, you will have it there. And then if you click, you can simply download. Okay. Yeah, and then you have to have an account, but again, this is completely free. So if you don't have one yet, please go ahead and do that now. We don't have much time today, so I will try to go fast. But yeah, if you have any question regarding to anything I say, or don't hesitate to stop me. And I am seeing your questions in the chat, so the idea is answering them all today. But if you have more specific questions, you can also write an email to the support mail, and there we will be happy to help you. So yeah, I will go ahead and download the application just to show you how the installation process works. Yeah, this is something that should be really fast, because this is just downloading the installer. And the idea with this application is that you can take any BIM model made with any tool, made with Revit, made with Archicad, made with our tools, and you can bring them all together in a common environment and generate drawings and planes. Okay, so it has downloaded. So if I click there, you will see that I get this, and then this starts the downloading manager. In this case, as we will be having the presentation in English, I will start this in English. So now if I click on begin download, this will download the application in a couple of minutes. And then once we have it, we can start seeing how it works. Actually, it's really easy. What it does, it is it brings together, yeah, all the models, and then you are able to generate the PDFs or DXF or DBG files for everything you have in here. This is an application that is really new. Yeah, we started developing this some months ago, I think, and yet it is very advanced. It has a lot of functionalities already. And the idea is that it will remain free forever. Yeah, so yeah, this is a great choice if you don't want to, pay the AutoCAD or Autodesk license, because you know that lately Autodesk is getting really strict with people using the educational license for professional purposes. So this application is a great free choice for those who do not want to carry that, to pay that amount of money. And yeah, let's see how this goes. It's about to finish, actually. And yeah, here you can also document Revit models if you want. So I'm not sure what is the tool of choice in your country. In Spain, at least, it is Revit. So yeah, we were talking to a lot of people interested in using this, because a lot of times you get the Revit model and then you have to do the structure or do the installations, or and then you need something to generate the planes about for the work you have done. Yeah, this is the installer. You simply click that you comply with our terms, and then once you click on finish, we should see this. Yeah, it is really fast. And this is it. This way you can really easily install the Open BIM layout. So we have it here. Yeah, here. So yeah, as I said, this tool is for documenting existing projects. So the first thing that you have to do to use this tool is to have a project in BIMserver.center. If you have an account, this is completely free. And yeah, if you go to BIMserver and you log into your account, and then if you go to projects, you will see that here you should have at least one project that you want to document. In this case, I will be using this model, which was made with Revit, the architectural drawing, yeah, and the structure was made using Archicad. Okay, so yeah, you see that we have both the architecture model and the structure model, and I want to generate the plans for both of them. So the first thing you have to do is take them to BIMserver. This is something that you can do in several ways. If you're using Revit, you can simply download this application that we have that you can install in Revit. This is a free add-in for Revit. And using this, you can really easily bring your Revit models inside BIMserver.center. Okay, it is a really easy tool, really straightforward. But yeah, this is the fastest way if you're using Revit. If you're not using Revit, you have to use Ifc Uploader, which is an application that allows you to upload any IFC to the platform. So I have it installed here. And if you have any IFC, this tool is also really easy. It has opened in here. You see that here, once you open the tool, you see the list of projects that you have in BIMserver.center. And here you can add content to the project, to the selected project. And this just opens the open file dialog in Windows and then here you can select whatever IFC files you want to upload to what project. Okay, this is the list of projects in my BIMserver.center account. By the way, to create a project, you can simply go to the Projects tab and then create new project. And here you can specify the name. Here you can specify the type of project you want to create and the visibility options. You can make project public. So everyone that have an account in BIMserver.center will be able to access to your account and see the projects that you have in public. Or you can make this project private, which means that you will only you and the participants of the project will be able to access to that project. In the end of the day, BIMserver.center is like a Dropbox or like a Google Drive. It's a place where you can store your files and then other people can access those files, those IFC files, and work together with different software from different software vendors. So once you have the project and once you have everything uploaded to the project, like I have here, these two models, you can open Open BIM Layout, which is this tool, and then click on New. I will create a new file. You can give it a name and a description. And then this pops up, and this is the assistant for importing information of BIMserver.center. The idea of the platform is that you don't have to exchange files manually via email or similar like we did before. This is done automatically. So if I specify that I want to create the plans for this specific project, the platform will automatically fetch all the information contained in this project and bring it in my computer. Imagine that perhaps I have developed this model in other computers or in other parts of the world, and now I have them stored in the cloud, so I can really easily access them just selecting project, which will show me the list of projects that I have in BIMserver.center. And if I select this one, which is presentation, accept, next, Here you see the list of files that I have in this project, because as I said before, in the platform you can store multiple files in the same project and different people can work on those files. So in this case, I want to bring the architectural model I did with Revit, and then the structure model I did with CYPE. When I click on finish, this will go to the cloud, get the files and bring them here. So I don't have to worry at all about the versions of the files, because I have I'm certain that they will be like the last version of the file. So yeah, this is the general interface of the tool. Don't worry, it might look intimidating the first time, but it is actually really simple. The most important thing, perhaps, is here. Here you can create the different plans or sheets for your project. So if, for example, I create a new sheet, you can give it a name. For example, let's name it floor plan 0. You can assign it to a group, because generally you can create groups of plans according to the discipline you are working on. For example, if these plans are for architecture, I can come here, create a new group. In this case, it will be architecture, but I can also create more groups like, structures, MEP, and so on. So in this case, I will assign architecture. Now I have to choose the format. In this case, I will choose a DNA2 horizontal format. This is the template. I'm going to explain this in a moment, but yeah, this is for creating the information that you have in all your planes. I don't have any template yet, but we will see how to create one now. And finally, this is the layer for the template. Okay, we have different layers like in AutoCAD, and this template must be located in one layer. But yeah, do not worry about this yet, because I'm gonna explain this in a moment. If I click on accept, you see that now here I have my A2 format plane. I can do different things with this. I can adjust the grid and the margin, clicking. The grid is adjustable, clicking here, okay? And here I can actually choose whether I want to see the grid or not. Usually we recommend to work with the grid because it's easier to to see the distances or the real measures you're working with. But yeah, usually this by default is okay, but you can also custom it. Imagine that perhaps you're working or you like to work with a 5mm wide grid. You can change it here. And you can also change the color of the main lines and the secondary lines. By default, I think they have almost the same color. But if I come here and, for example, I want to make the main lines stronger, like something more visible, then if I click on accept, you will see that this has updated, and now I have a smaller grid with the main lines stronger. So yeah, now the question is, okay, but how can I, because we have imported the models, but we are not seeing anything yet. To do that, the first thing that you should do is create the template, because generally when you are developing a project, and by the way, I will bring this here to 10mm because I prefer it. When you are creating a project, you almost always need some information that is in all the planes. Okay, information that is in, like the name of the project, the name of the architectural studio or engineering studio, yeah, the logo of your company, this kind of stuff. And this is something you can create once and then store and then use in multiple planes, in multiple Open BIM layout projects. To do that, you can use the drawing tools to draw your template, and then you can save it. using the template tools. So I will do one quick example, and then I will load some template that I have in my computer, okay? So I will start drawing something really, really simple, nothing fancy. For example, I can start creating or deciding where do I want my template. In this case, perhaps I want to create one here. Here you can create rectangles using the rectangle tool. Yeah, here we can decide what kind of line and line thickness and so on do we want. For now, I will leave this as it is, but then we will see how to change all of this. So don't worry about this yet. And you see that as soon as I activate the drawing tool, I can snap the intersections in the grid that I have created. You can deactivate this function coming here in snap objects of F2. You can, clicking F2, activate and deactivate this snap. And if you click here, the snap menu will pop up, and you can decide in which entities do you want to snap items. Okay, like by default these are the entities that I'm snapping, but you can deactivate or activate them as you wish. Yeah, in this case, for example, I can create this. Yeah, this is okay. And then I can simply start creating all the information that I need here. To create text, you can use the text tool. There are two kinds of text. One is the text box, and the other is the plain text. The plain text is just for, one line texts, whereas the text box allow you to create paragraphs with more control about where do you want the alignment and where do you want the line breaks. But yeah, I will stick to the plain text. And here you can come and you see that again, we can select among different kinds of texts. And I will stick with the default, but then later we will see how to, add more types of text, because maybe you don't like Arial, or you don't use this kind of, this size for the font. So if I click here, for example, I can select project name. And if I click on accept, you see that this shows up and it has created this text. Yeah, as I said, I can start creating all the information here. Again, I can create a new text, perhaps. For example, yeah, sample Open BIM layout project. And then perhaps I can create lines to separate different areas of the information. So I can come to the line tool, and here always whenever I start drawing something, this properties menus shows up, and I can select what kind of entity do I want to draw. In this case, you see that we have different kinds of lines. I can also select customized, and this way I will be able to select the specific information or the properties of the line that I want to draw. But generally, it's better to choose a type, because later, if we create new types or if we change a specific type, all the entities belonging to that type will be updated accordingly. So if tomorrow I'm drawing everything in continuous thin line, if tomorrow I change the thickness of the continuous thin line, all the continuous thin lines in this project will update, so I don't have to change them manually. Okay, so these are something similar to the families in Revit. So yeah, again, I can develop this. I don't want to lose more time, so I won't do that. I will simply load something I did. But yeah, once you have this done, you have to come to the templates, and here click on create. And what this will do, it will select a layer. Here you can have different layers. We will use them later. But in this case, I'm working in the layer 0. So it will take all the information contained in the layer 0, and it will save it. So you can use this in in multiple sheets, okay, and in multiple projects. So for example, I can call this template A2 horizontal template custom or whatever. And if you click on accept, it looks like nothing happened, but actually if I create a new plane now or a new sheet, floor plan 1, group architecture, you select the format again, and here now I have the template that I just created. So if I select that, I click on accept, you see that here we get the template, right? Like we can have this in all the planes. And by the way, I will adjust the grid, but because I don't want this to be so dark. Yeah. Yeah, so this is really, really easy to create templates. You can see all the templates that you have created here in the template manager. And here you see this template. And yeah, this is obviously a really, really simple template. Perhaps it's not very, very interesting, but I will try to import this template that I had ready, that I have done this before the presentation, not to lose a lot of time. Let me open it. Okay, import. And if I go here, presentations. Yeah, you see that here I have a template that I have ready. So you can save your templates using the export button and import them back using the import button. So you can again just do this once, and then you will have this available for all your projects and all the people working in your studio. So if I click on accept, I will delete this sheet. And yeah, you have several options for placing a template. You can either do it, creating a new plane. I will, floor plan 1 again, DNA2 horizontal, and selecting, you see that this template shows up here. And you select the layer where you want to place the template. By the way, here you can adjust the format of the sheet that you're using. In this case, you can adjust the margins. For example, maybe you want different margins, but yeah, these are the most common margins used in this kind of formats. If I click on accept, yeah, you see that it has created a new sheet, in this case with the template that I had defined before. And this template has several interesting things. It has images, okay? You can load images and save them in templates. To load images, you can go to insert files, and you can either manage the library of files you have loaded in this project, or insert them in the sheet. If I go to library, you see that here I have two files uploaded. One is my signature, and the other is the CYPE icon. If you create a new, you will be able to select any image in any format in your PC and save it in BIMserver, in Open BIM layout. This way you will be able to load those images clicking on, if you go to insert, you are actually able, you see, to place them whenever you want. And obviously, if you place it and then save the template, these images will be saved together with the template, and it will show up in all the sheets where you use those templates. You can adjust the size. Yeah, you can, for example, here you can change the alignment of the image. So yeah, you have a lot of control here, and this is how you place images in the planes, and you add them to the templates. You see that here I have this strange looking information. This is project name. I'm sorry because this is in Spanish, because this was supposed to be for a Spanish presentation, but yeah, disregard that. Here is project name, okay? Project and project name. And you may ask, why are you using this percent symbols? And the reason for that is that you can define global variables in Open BIM layout and make the sheets intelligent. By intelligent, I mean that if you go to substitute texts, here you can create user variables, and these variables will be substituted by the information that you choose. For example, here I will create a new variable so you see how this works. Here this was in Spanish, but we can do that in English as well. For example, this name will be project name, and here you see that I get this percent project name percent, and you can right click here, copy the content of this cell, and then go to the perhaps here. And by the way, yeah, you can come here and change it to project name, and you see that suddenly this changes and it says not defined. And the reason for that is that it is substituting the project name. This variable is being substituted by the value here, which is in this case not defined, but you can give here the name of the project. Yeah, for example, I don't know, Open BIM layout presentation project. And yeah, if I click on accept, you see that this shows up here. And the good thing about this is that whenever you use that variable name in any text, it will be substituted by the global variable you have defined here. Again, for example, this is proprietary of the project. I can create a new variable, for example, proprietary. And in this case, I can put my name. If I click on accept, this is substituted. Yeah, this is nice. This allows you to create plans that share common information without, having to define them. You define this in the template once, and then the only thing you have to do is, either create the variables like I'm doing here, or if you have created them already in another project, you can save them or export these variables and load them using the import button in another projects. So you only have to do this once, and there your templates should be working for all your projects. The only thing you have to do is come here to the value column, and if something has changed, for example, if the name of the project is different, you have to come here and update the name of the project for it to be correct. Open BIM layout has two types of sorry, of variables. One are the user variables, and also you have the predefined variables. And these variables, you cannot define them. These are predefined by the software and allow you to create information that makes the sheet more smarter. For example, here you see that we can have the sheet number, and this number now is the index of the sheet according to the order they have in the sheet manager. For example, the text in this case is percent shno%%. Again, you don't have to know this. You can simply copy that, copy value. And then here you see that I have the sheet number. If I edit using the edit button, this value, you see that here I have that text that I have simply copy paste from the substitute text manager. And this already knows the number of this sheet because it's like 1 and 2. If I create a new sheet, for example, floor plan 2, DNA2, and I select this template, you see that here we get this number 3 because it's the third plane in this order. Okay, so this is automatic. Also, you can create variables. In this case is sh name, and this variable, which is again defined in the predefined variables, sh name, the first one, this allows you to put the name of the plane directly here, okay, without having to write it manually all the times you create a plane. You see floor plan 2 because I have written floor plan 2 here, but if I edit this and floor plan 02, for example, you see that this updates automatically. So yeah, this way you can create templates and use them in different projects and in different sheets really easily. This is something you have to spend like 10 minutes or 15 minutes perhaps the first time, and then it's completely or almost completely automatic. So yeah, you may say, okay, I know how to create this kind of information for all the planes. It is nice, but we haven't seen anything of the project yet. Like, you know, we haven't seen a 3D model, we haven't seen any drawing, we haven't seen anything. We're just talking about this. That's true. And the reason for that is usually when we create software in CYPE, we try to make this something you have to go from left to right, okay? Because this is the usual workflow. And the first step is creating a template like we already did. And once you have that, you can go to the next. Obviously, you don't have to follow this order. If you know how to use the software, you can use any of the tools you see here in the order you like. But if you are a novice or if you're a beginner, we usually recommend to start from the left and going, to the right. So this styles tab is for defining the types of elements you can draw. Okay, if I click on line, for example, here you see all the types of lines that we have in this project. In this case, we only have 3 types of line: continuous thin line, continuous normal line, and continuous thick line. But you can create new types and edit existing types. For example, I can create this continuous red thin line. And here I can come and select the type of line that I want, discontinuous. Scale factor, you can choose the scale of the pattern you use, the thickness, and the color of it when it prints, and the color you see in the viewport, because these are different. This is like when you assign colors in AutoCAD and in the end everything gets printed in white and black. You can create a color for this type of line that it will be used when it's printed, but then you can choose another color for identifying the line inside the software. In this case, I have chosen the same color, but yeah, you can actually choose different colors. So I have one discontinuous red thin line. So if I create a new line and you see that I can choose the type of line that I had created here, and I can use it in all the entities that I create. I can create arcs, I can create polygons, ellipses, rectangles, and whenever I create a new entity, I can come here and select this type of line. Obviously, I can also change the lines that already exist. If I go to edit, Here you see that I can select this continuous red line, and this should update the line of this entity that I am selecting. And if I come to the line manager and change an existing type of line, for example, I usually don't like the complete black colors. I prefer it to be gray, but just for the sake of showing you, let's change it to something completely different, like green. Yeah, and this is for printing. Oop, I did it the other way. Yeah, here. Continuous thin line, yeah. Yeah, you see that this updates, and this allows you to really easily control the types of lines that you're using in your project, and update them automatically using types. The same goes for text, fields, and dimensions. Imagine that you don't like the predefined text that the software allows you to use. You can come here, create a new type of text, and choose the name of the text, the color of the text, and the characteristics like the font, the style, like it's normal, bold, or italics, and the size. Okay, so this is something you can also customize. For example, you can come here, select Calibri Light, and then the size, perhaps 14. And yeah, you can then create text using that style, and then if later you change that style, all the texts belonging to that style will be automatically updated. You can also create fields, it's exactly the same, and dimensions. So now we are done. We have our templates, or we have our styles. Luckily, this is something you can do the first time, and then all of these can be saved. Okay, you can save all of these and then use them in all your projects. So this is not something where you will spend a lot of your time. Generally, it will be only the first time, and then it's automatic. Now, 3D scene. This is, by the way, I will change it back to because it's horrendous. Um, yeah, let's give it a gray color, for example. So yeah, let's go to the 3D scene. Here you will be able to select what do you want to print. Okay, like what parts of your models do you want to print. If you come here and open the library, you will see that by default this is something like this. And here you are able to select new, these are filters, okay, new scenes or new filters. If I create a new scene, okay, you see that here I can, for example, select architecture, and maybe this is the scene that I want for the architectural planes. And perhaps, here I see the model that we were seeing in the platform. I haven't imported it here. I have done it using BIMserver.center, but yeah, I will go to here. Yeah, you see this. And if I hide the architectural model, you see that we have the structure there as well. And perhaps for the architectural planes, I only want to see the architectural model. So if I click on structure, I am hiding it, okay? I can hide things here, and I can also hide specific categories. For example, I can hide the walls, I can hide the stairs, the windows. And this model is relatively simple, but if you are using, a lot of entities, you will see all the categories here, and you will be able to hide them or show them in different scenes. And then these filters will be applied when you bring those scenes into your sheets. For example, here, yeah, you can also use these tools to navigate the model, section it, yeah, see how it is from inside. So I will hide it, and I have a scene for architecture. Let's create another scene for structure. And in this case, I will hide the architectural model and leave the structural model as it is. Then if I click on accept, you see that if I come back to the library, I will see all the things that I have created here, like architecture and structure. And then if I, by the way, let's save. If I insert, I will be able to draw a rectangle. And in this rectangle, when I click, you see the properties here, and here I can select the, what scene do I want to show? In this case, it will be architecture, for example, and you see that automatically this shows up. What view do I want to use? You can generally use one view per floor of the building, and also you can select a 3D view. Here you see. You can also select whether this 3D view is, axonometric or perspective or isometric perspective. Yeah. And this has, perspective. You can go inside. You can, You can also select the style of the image. You can make this colored, or you can make this black and white. Then you can select the quality of the image when editing. You may notice that whenever I click out of this, let's create a floor plan, for example. Let's come here. Let's make this orthographic. Whenever I click out of the scene, this will be fixed. And if I zoom in, you will notice that perhaps this doesn't have the quality that you would like it to have. And the reason for that is that we are optimizing it in real time, and meaning that when you see this here, it's optimized, but when you print the plane, it will be really, really high quality, okay? So in this case, you can, depending on your computer, if you click on edit and come back to the scene, you can select what quality do you want to see in the viewport. Generally, we recommend going with medium, but yeah, if you have a good computer, maybe you can use high quality. And if you are a really, really old or small computer, you can just go to low, and this will be more performant. Here you can choose the definition for the printing, like inches per dots per inch. And here you can select the background for the scene. In this case, it's solid white, but you can also make this transparent, and this will make the background of the scene transparent in case you want to compose this with different things. And yeah, you can also create a frame to make like a rectangular frame surrounding it. I don't want it, so I will just select none. And this way, I already have a floor plan of the building I have in BIMserver.center. Obviously, when you print this, you won't see the grid. The grid is just for for drawing. But yeah, once I print it, it will go away. Nevertheless, you can always come here and check the draw grid checkbox, and here you will be able to see how this more or less will be in the end. You can obviously also make some drawings on top of this. You can create, I don't know, for example, you can create dimensions. Again, here, remember that you can select the type of dimension that you're using. And then here, for example, if I do this, you see that this already is fetching the real dimensions of the model. So you don't have to worry about, things like scale, and, this is something that you define in the types, and it will just work. Let's create a dimension to here. Yeah. Another interesting thing is that you can adjust obviously the scale of the model. Let me delete this. I didn't say that before, but you can, I missed it, but you can select the scale, and you have three options. You can make the scale depending on the zoom. So, I mean, this is not applying any scale at all. You can also create or select predefined scales, and this way you're forcing the drawing to be a specific scale. This contains the most common or the commonest scales used in architecture engineering drawings, but maybe you want a specific scale that is not included in this array of scales. So you can simply go to scale divider and perhaps choose 150, and this way you can you have this in this scale, 150. So yeah, this is a floor plan. You can also obviously create text, create labels, because this model is in Ifc, which means that all of this has information available, and this information can be retrieved using the tags. So, or labels. If you use the tags, you can actually select something. Like in this case, I'm selecting the floor, and you see that it has detected that it's a floor slab, and it has these properties. We are, as I said before, this software is really new, but we are working to bring here all the information of the Ifc, meaning that if you have a lot of property sets and quantity sets, you will be able to retrieve that information here and create labels, even if you have not done the model. Like if someone has done this model using Revit or Archicad, and then you bring the model here, and you don't have Revit or Archicad or the original software, you can still get this information that the user that made this building defined in the original software, and create these labels here without having to have access to the original file. You just using the Ifc file and BIMserver.center. Yeah, you can retrieve any type of element. You can retrieve the windows, the walls. Yeah, in this case, it's a simple window with these dimensions. And yeah, as I said, the idea is to work on this to bring even more information than this. You can also select the color of the section. In this case, I am using this gray color, but you can make this black, red, or whatever color you like. And this will change, the color of the section areas. Yeah, and again, you can draw lines, you can draw polygons, create tables here, and draw dimensions. And in the end, this should look really similar. We will see some examples now, but this should look really, really similar to the drawings that you usually generate using other software like AutoCAD or Revit or Archicad. Yeah, we can also create more advanced drawings. Right now, I'm just creating a floor plan, which is not very impressive. But if I create, or if I go to one of the planes that I have here, I can create a new scene, insert. In this case, I can select this, and I don't want a floor. I want a 3D view in this case. Okay, let's make this a 3D view. Let's make this here. I want this to be monochromic or monochrome image. And perhaps you want to make something sectioned, even if in 3D. You can do this using the section tool. So I can come here, and yeah, I have section. If I make a zoom now, you see that in a moment I have created a sectioned drawing for this view. And again, keep in mind that when we print this will have even better quality than this. Okay. So I will use this modify or redesign tool. This allows you to rescale this. Well, no, sorry, it was this other tool. You have two options. You can redesign, and this allows you to rescale an existing scene in the sheet, or you can use the modify geometry, and this allows you to simply select the the area that you are, like, you are not rescaling the image, you are just modifying the view area. So if I go to move and I move this here, yeah, perhaps here, I can copy this view, Okay, let's make this a bit smaller because I don't have size to do what I want to do. Let's click on edit, make this like this, for example. Again, using this to make this even narrower. Yep. Yeah, something like this should work. So what I want to do is I want to make this a sectioned perspective. If I select this, move this here, and then I can copy, I have space enough to do that. And then you see that we have two views that are exactly the same. But if you edit this view, select this arrow, which is the section arrow, and double click over it, you see that this inverts the section that you're using. Okay, so now again here I will, sorry, I didn't apply that. Yeah, now if I select this, I can actually adjust this to be the dimension that I want. Yeah, perfect. And then I can do this, and I have a perspective section. Obviously, here I would need some kind of lines to, to connect the down part to the upper part to make this, more clear. To do that, I can simply create a new line, select this continuous red thin line that I had created before, and perhaps for the final tip of the line, I will select an arrow and I will leave the default size. So this way I can do this. Whoop. And again here, you can use labels, you can measure things. You see, like, even though we are seeing this in 2D, you can access, let me, by the way, use this for more precision. Yeah. Yeah, I have activated the orthogonal mode. And yeah, you see that this way we have created really easily a drawing that, is more elaborated. And again, I can come here and select tags and select any object and add some tags. And you see that it still fetches the information even though it's in 3D. And yeah, you can start adding more and more information and make this however you like. You can do this also in perspective. For example, if I create a new view and insert a new scene here using the same method, and perhaps here, I want to make this perspective instead of isometric. I want to make different sections here using these section planes to show a specific part of a building. And perhaps I want this to be like here. Let me adjust this. Yeah, and yeah, perhaps something like this is what you want to show of your project. And then again, you can make this monochrome. And yeah, once I click out, I will see how this looks. Yeah, and yeah, it's something really simple. You can make this with any model generated with any software and without having access to the original model, meaning that if you have an IFC that was generated with Revit, you can make planes even if you don't have the original Revit files, just using the IFC, and completely for free. This costs no money at all. So yeah, once we have this finished, we can print it using the print tool, and this will create this printing manager. In this case, I have some issues here. I should revise them. But yeah, the idea is that probably the issues is that I have edited the template and not saved it. But yeah, you can select what drawings do you want to print, what format do you want to use for printing them. Also, you can choose whether to create a different file for each item, or if you want to, create one single PDF or one single DXF with all the drawings inside. And if I click on accept, we will see how these drawings look. I will select everything. Let's see if I am able to do that. File name, I will put it in the desktop, any name. Yeah. And when it finishes, I have selected PDF as format, and I have selected also that I want everything to be put in the same PDF file. So once this finishes, we will see how the drawings turn out, and they should have a quality much superior to the quality you see in the viewport. This shouldn't take much, but yeah, this is also, yeah, export finished. Here it is. And let's see if we are able to open it. Let's see. Well, for some reason, my computer don't want to open this now, but yeah, oh, it's really, really strange. Let's see if I can open it using the browser. Yeah, you see them here, okay? It was an issue with my PDF viewer in my computer. But yeah, you see that these drawings are great. If I zoom in, they have a lot of quality, and yeah, it's everything according to the settings that you use when you all the settings we have shown in this webinar are the tools that you have to control how this looks in the end. We have some finished examples that you can check. For example, if I close this now and go to Open BIM layout again, I am opening the software again, you have access to one example of a project that is already finished. Let's wait for this to open. Yeah, for some reason it's going a bit slow, perhaps because of we are recording the session and so on. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, if you open the software, you see that in examples, we are creating more examples right now, but for now you have access to one example. Let's wait for this to show up. And then if you select that example and click on accept, this will update the, yeah, it will open the project basically. Yeah, and here you see how a finished project in this software look like. You see that we have different groups of plants. You can create really cool sections. You can create really cool perspectives. Again, bear in mind that, yeah, if you zoom here, I think this is a A3 format. If you zoom here, you may see that this doesn't have the quality you like. You can change it again in the properties of the view. But keep in mind that, I mean, this does not affect the final results. The end result will look really high quality no matter what you choose here. This is just for optimization's sake. And yeah, also you can obviously use this software for making projects of architecture, or you can use this software to make competitions, like architectural competitions, because this has so many tools, and because it's completely free, you can, if I go to files, No. If I go to here, CYPE presentations, layout, serpentine. Yes, here I have a project that is perhaps more artistic. Yeah, not so technical, but this is something that has been done using this software and using CYPE architecture, which, as you know, is the free software we have for architectural modeling. And you can also find that in the BIMserver.center store, okay? So using CYPE architecture and using Open BIM layout, you are able to generate this kind of drawings, which in the end, you know, these are not drawings. These are actually models, like 3D models. I can move this, I can, you know, navigate this. Yeah, it's also free. And you can make this completely for free and use it for whatever you like. In this case, this is a DIN A0, which is big. And yeah, this was it for Open BIM layout. We went a bit ahead of time, but because we were late due to technical issues, hopefully we made a 1-hour presentation. So yeah, let's see if there's any question. Akash is asking whether it is possible to open directly from the computer hard disk. The answer is no, because right now, you know, we have a lot of softwares. I mean, you can open images from the and files. You can open files from your computer, but you can't open IFC files from your computer. And the reason for that is that we have more than 120 softwares right now available, and it is really hard to maintain the workflow without having everything on the cloud. So right now, the workflow you have to do is you have to go to BIMserver, create a free account, and use the projects to make this more automatic. Okay, we know that in the beginning this might sound, you know, scary or complicated, but in the end, it's much faster than opening manually and, you know, but if you have a specific suggestion regarding this, you can obviously point that out in the support mail or write to me directly or whatever you need. And yeah, but the answer is no. Right now you have to go through BIMserver.center. So if there are no more questions, I think, yeah, I think there are not more questions. We might leave the presentation here. Thank you for attending. I hope it was interesting. And yeah, if you have any question regarding this free software or cyber architecture or any other software in the BIMserver.center store, don't hesitate to write us to the support mail or write me directly. And yeah, we are at your disposal for whatever you need. Thank you very much and see you soon, hopefully, and stay safe.